In the early days of my university period, I attained this level of popularity as per the get to like Shakara. And you know what people got to say about that? How this get to like Shakara go past pharmacy school. So I'm putting it out there right now that I am a certified pharmacist and I spent the accurate number of years in school. And by God's grace, there was no form of delay aside COVID. Why am I putting this out there? Because the focus is most times on they said I wasn't going to make it and I made it, right? My focus today is not that. My focus today is who are the naysayers, right? Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm okay, blessing Chisom, and it's your favorite show, whatever, on Monday. Our topic today is who are the naysayers. Subconsciously, we actually tend to be the naysayers. We should be watchful of those words that we give to people, those words that we say to people, because they might stick and forever remain in their hearts. So those words can be fuel, right? They can be fuel to push someone to do better, to actually achieve whatever they need to achieve, whatever they want to achieve, or it can be a huge form of limitation. Yes, we should not focus on the naysayers, but there should be emphasis on the fact that we should not be the naysayers. Why can't I be the person who gives words of encouragement to push someone to succeed? Because regardless of the fact that that person tends to succeed, regardless of those naysayers, there is an impact that those negative words might have imprinted in that person. If we decide to say something positive to people's life, speak positivity into people's life, it can also serve as a fuel. And you know, when someone speaks a word that serves as a lasting fuel to someone for their growth, that person tends to find difficult to forget that source of fuel. And there will be a reward by God or by that person which you have spoken life into. The person might never forget you and come back and be like, this is the source of my motivation and everything. So we don't have to all be negative and be like, because of what I said, you succeeded. Nah, it is the drive and it is resilience that is planted inside of everyone. So please, let's be mindful of the words we speak to someone or into someone. So you guys, tips on how not to be a naysayer. First off, before you say something to someone, ask yourself why. What is the impact of that your speech, or is it going to motivate the person, right? So delivery matters. I'm going to lay extra emphasis on delivery. There is this thin line in between negative push and positive push, so we should watch our delivery of whatever we say. So you might have a good intention and you might subconsciously, without your knowledge, end up being a naysayer. Delivery. Another is joke. Now from clap dance they start to, some of them might come in forms of joke. So while you are joking, while it is not a sin and it is not a crime to joke, my dear, watch your words in your joke, because you are passing a message from your heart, from waiting you they think, for waiting they inside your mind. So be conscious of those words you say out of joke or play, right? Because it can actually be a form of a negative fuel or a limitation to someone. You need to read the room most of the time, because timing matters. Okay, another thing to put to notice is that while you state the negative aspects, the impossibilities and the challenges of achieving a certain goal, you need to back it up with the possibility of achieving that goal. If you give just the negative part, you're trying to discourage the person. You're trying to be that hindrance to the person achieving that goal, and that will make you a naysayer. So make sure you balance it up with imputing the possibility of actually achieving success in that aspect. Another thing to put to notice is virtually a lot of things are impossible before they became possible, right? So this instance, the hot air balloon and the aeroplanes, it was impossible for people to actually float in air until it became possible. And it was impossible for us to travel through air, right? Fly in something like an airplane. It was impossible until it became possible. So while some people's plan might seem impossible to you, personalize your opinion. Sometimes when something is planted in somebody's mind, it might seem impossible to people until that person achieves it. And now that person suppose invents that kind of thing. So now only him know say that thing good day possible. You get? So in as much as it is impossible to you, don't be the person who discourages. Ask the person to do a research about it and actually do it if that is what he really wants to do. You understand? So that is how you don't be a naysayer, even if you don't understand the person's plan and the possibility of the person achieving it. So now that I have listed how we should not be naysayers, I'm here to say now, don't listen to the naysayers, because regardless, there will always be naysayers. And you know one thing about life, when you start that thing where they tell you say you no fit do, when you start it and you stop midway, you would subconsciously become a naysayer, because you're not going to achieve that thing that you intended to achieve because you did not complete it. And then the person who told you it was going to be impossible will tell you, I told you so. And you'll be like, it's true. And when you become like, it's true, subconsciously you have this had I known mindset. And anybody who tries to achieve that thing that you try to achieve and you did not succeed in achieving, you will end up discouraging the person and telling the person it is impossible. You might even use your story of how someone warned you and you still proceeded and you still did not succeed as a negative fuel, to as a negative talk to stop someone. Because me saying negative fuel is when that person decides to use that your negative talk to make it something that will push the person to actually achieve that goal. I mean, clap for me now, I'm just spitting facts. So, wise words. Our wise word for today is intentionally choose to focus on what you can do and not what you cannot do. And in that way, you'd realize how fun life can be. This is nice said. You can just write it down and go through it once more, like over and over again, and use instances in your head, and you'll see that there's a huge point in that. Okay, you guys, that's all for today. Thank you for your time and kind consideration. I look forward to meeting with you same time next week. Until then, bye. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you.